President Donald Trump is delivering his most serious threat yet to Saudi Arabia.
We're going to get to the bottom of it, and there will be severe punishment.
The president's strengthened stance follows Turkish intelligence reports that Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi was murdered by a Saudi Arabian hit squad inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Leaks to pro-government Turkish media suggest the killing was recorded on his Apple Watch, but technology experts have cast doubt that the device's Bluetooth technology was capable of recording to a phone his fiancée held outside the consulate.
I wouldn't say unbelievable. There's a few technical challenges, a few potential issues with this narrative. It's not immediately consistent with the story and what we know of the details.
So questions remain about just how the Turkish authorities obtained the evidence they say they have to prove Khashoggi was murdered. When it comes to getting tough on Saudi Arabia, President Trump is talking the talk, but it's not quite clear what he'll do to follow up. He has already all but ruled out what is perhaps his most effective weapon, arms sales to Saudi Arabia. Trump's first trip outside the United States was to see King Salman in Saudi Arabia, where they agreed to weapons contracts.
Well, there are many other things we could do, but when we take away $110 billion of purchases from our country, that hurts our workers, that hurts our factories, that hurts all of our companies. You know, you're talking about 500,000 jobs. So we do that, we're really hurting our country a lot more than we're hurting Saudi Arabia.
But members of Trump's own Republican Party have joined Democratic politicians in calling for stronger action.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure now from the Congress to actually impose sanctions on Saudi government officials who might have been implicated in this problem.
In an opinion piece in the New York Times, Khashoggi's fiancée wrote, Jamal spoke up against oppression, but he paid for the Saudi people's demand for freedom with his own life. If he is dead, and I hope that is not the case, thousands of Jamals will be born today, on his birthday. His voice and his ideas will reverberate from Turkey to Saudi Arabia and across the world. Oppression never lasts forever. Tyrants eventually pay for their sins. In Istanbul, in Riyadh, and in Washington, what happens next likely depends on what the investigations find and whether Turkey releases the evidence it says it has. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Washington.